One of the newcomers to this risky industry is boutique operation Grasshopper Rock. It's based near Alexandra and was established in 2002 by a group of families with a background in agriculture and a passion for wine. The vineyard's first and award-winning harvest was in 2006.
The 5 families who are shareholders in it, I guess, mostly knew each other before we set the venture up. No one's sort of hands-on in the vineyard. Initially in the establishment phase, some of the shareholders did a bit of work in the vineyard, but beyond that, really it's a whole sort of governance role. I mean, these are only 3-year-old vines, only planted in 2003, and our first harvest was 2006. So we fortunately had a really good season that year, so we got good quality fruit. But, you know, the exciting thing is for us is that 2007 is, you know, which has now been bottled, is we're looking probably even better than 2006.
Under the advice of Steve Moffat, they bought rootstocks and clones from Corbyn's viticulture, which were suited to the harsh southern climate. Steve's brother Mike, who's the vineyard manager, explains.
We have a couple of interesting rootstocks here. We have the pretty much standard 101/14, which is one of the standard rootstocks that's used in the area. It performs well here. And 3309, which is another one that most people are using. And we also have Richter 110, which is a dryland rootstock, and another one called K5132, which is very drought-resistant stock and resistance to phylloxera as well. You know, whereas after bunches that are, you know, a nice little bunch like that, it's got a variation in berry size, there's no shrivel. This is what you're after.
It's looking really good, isn't it?
Yeah. Did the standard Dijon clones and Burgundy clones and Abel clones, the other one. This is probably one of the newer ones. Oh, I think the climate's probably one of the more difficult things. We can get a frost any time of the year here, and that means that that's January right through February. The season starts off in September, October, November sort of thing, and then it's finishes relatively quickly in autumn's the year sort of thing, and it's just a narrow envelope to get your fruit ripen.
Vinpro, we're a contract winemaking facility. Vinpro was set up in 2001. We're actually a bottling company as well. So we're generally the small, hands-on winemaking, hand-plunging, open-top fermenters. So we do that for Grasshopper Rock as well as about 18 other clients. And so each client is assigned their own tanks. And so their fruit, as you saw in the vineyard, there's different clones of Pinot Noir. So quite often one of those clones will go into a separate tank. So each tank has its own lot name and lot number. We try and let the vineyards express their own terroir, which is their own special characters from the site. So, for example, Phil's Grasshopper Rock is quite an elegant sort of Pinot Noir. It's quite spicy in the red fruit spectrum. So my job is to work closely with Mike and Phil in the vineyard. And then when we get here, technically, we're just caretakers of the wine. But I guess you could say we have our own house style, but if you lined all of our different clients' wines up against each other, you'd really see some quite different wines. 2008 vintage is looking really good. We've had a really good summer, a hot, dry summer, and the bunch weights are looking very good this year, above average in general. But for example, for Grasshopper Rock, 100 grams is around about average, so that's really good. The berry size is very good this year, and we're looking for nice ripe flavours, sort of in the dark fruit spectrum, nice tannins, good acidity, and also the seeds and the berries this year are nice and ripe, so we should get some nice fine tannins and some length in the wine.
Yeah, for our first vintage, we're very pleased with the sort of feedback we're getting from people. I guess a lot of people are surprised at how good our first vintage is, so we have expectations about what it will be like, and it's very good. We had some silver medal and some bronze medals with it. Our focus is very much on single vineyard, specialising in Pinot Noir rather than other varieties. Going forward, it's just keeping very focused about just lifting that quality a little bit every year, and so we're always sort of value for money, Centro Otago Pinot, and building a reputation in the New Zealand market.